Hello, YouTube. This is Zaramaru here, and around last weekend, I had recorded some footage on my camera. However, I completely ran out of space on the SD card I had in it. I, in fact, had to buy a new micro SD card for this. This is what I've been recording I recorded my opening video on. Otherwise, I just use my webcam for stuff like this. So the footage after this is be more of a 40-minute rambling of World of Warcraft between me, my wife, and one of my best friends. And it was supposed to be a podcast, but we were not prepared. Pun not intended whatsoever. But enjoy, and thank you.
And
She found the ping pong ball.
it started, by the way.
She found the ping pong ball.
She has to find it.
She already found it.
Either way. How should we start this? Like, Draenor? Okay. What was it like for you? Like, because you played the whole thing. Sam and I returned, like, halfway.
Well, it's a bit of a pain in the ass at first. It's really not that bad. It's not as bad as everybody thinks it is. Like, Draenor's pretty easy ever since it came out. That's a lot of the issues today.
Like, what, you think it was too easy?
It's not that it's too easy, it's just everything that's available.
Like the garrisons?
The garrisons make it easy. You can boost a character to level 100 in a day, easy. The fact that you can go in every different part of Draenor, there's bosses that drop epic loot, perk blues, and stuff like that, so it's not complicated.
A lot of people think that the garrisons actually ruined Draenor because they really screwed up the economy.
It did screw up the economy. I mean, I saw a guy the other day, he does treasure finding deals out of his garrison and makes like 30,000 or 40,000 a month just off of that.
Yeah,
That's enough to pay for your sub for a month.
that's true.
Just about.
And that's just not one character. You can imagine if you had multiple characters.
That's
They're
why.
like 40K now.
That's why they started talking about how Warcraft is free to play because you can revenue enough gold out of your garrison.
I mean, technically, at all characters, I could purchase a game token, but at the same time, why would I? I also don't play as much to make all this gold like a lot of people do. When they have this time, a lot of them don't. A lot of them bring their computers with them to work. They have laptops and just play at work. A lot of people do this, especially including my guild. There's a lot of people that actually bring their computers and play at certain jobs. You can get away with it, but they can also stop at any time just to get what they need done at work. Like they'll say, "Be right back. Boss is coming in." What about you, Sam?
But what?
Draenor. Do you think it was too easy?
Coming in that late in the game, everyone's in such a goddamn hurry. Like, I can't even do a dungeon without everyone. Like, nobody explains anything to any new player. Everybody automatically assumes that everybody and their mother has played this game for 30 years. I'm sitting through Iron Docks trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and they're just taking the fuck off.
Yeah,
I was
everybody.
like, what do I do here? They're like, why are you dead? You should have done that. I was like, well, I've never been here before, jackass.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot more game mechanics.
There's gonna be a lot more though. But at least you'll be starting off the new expansion with knowing the fights. But for returning players, I mean, I didn't have that issue when I first returned. People actually explained the fights when I put in when we first started. First time here, have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
They'll say, don't stand in this, move away from this, do this. That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
Same with raids. Usually just simple explanations of what to do, what not to do. Very easy.
The mechanics in the dungeons are a lot more forgiving than they are in the raids. Like, you can get away with not doing mechanics in dungeons.
I haven't actually done High Mall yet.
High Mall, there's not really many mechanics at all compared to Hellfire Citadel and bosses, where you Even in LFR, you're gonna need to follow mechanics. You're just gonna wipe.
There is no mechanics in LFR.
Well, there are
It's like
certain.
in Pandaria.
Thing is, you can say there's no mechanics, but there really is in certain respects. You need to do this, or you will fail.
You know, I went in that raid LFR with you, and there is no mechanics to it. Like, I've never done Arkham LFR until that time, and then we was fixing to start, and I'm like,
You got booted immediately.
no, I was healing.
No, this is when you're on Vin.
Yeah, but
You
I
got
switched to
booted.
healer. And I was like, are we gonna set up for banish groups? And they're like, it automatically does it for you. There's no.
But people still fail at it.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. I mean, it's done for you.
Now, I've looked up the videos for normal and heroic. This way, when I do it, I at least have some idea of what to do.
Yeah, but
Well,
everybody
you know,
does it.
there's people that failed art in school. I don't know how the fuck you did that.
That's a discussion for another time. I never even failed. I can't do shit. Compared to you two.
I probably should have found art.
Drawing stuff you shouldn't.
No, just not going at all.
I know they're going to be changing a lot of the, now your class hall is going to be very similar to Garrison's. Similar, but there's no profession-wise in it.
So what are you doing?
It's mainly for, I guess based on the way I read it, there are certain missions to, like, storyline related.
Oh,
Like, for your class, for you to do.
gotcha.
Which can involve getting
Yeah,
upgrades.
this is the door.
Which, like, armor upgrades, I believe, I think it might be a chance at a mount or so. Different followers, I know there are certain classes based on when I was, like, watching the intro videos for artifacts. I know the Paladin, the Druid, the Rogue, at least the Outlaw Rogue, gets a follower. I know for Outlaw Rogue, you get Vanessa Von Cleef as a follower. After you beat the crap out of her.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
Okay.
Because we all never cataclysm. Where that fight, if you didn't know what the hell you were doing, you were going to wipe
Yeah.
on Von Cleef, because that whole nightmare. But the Paladin, I can't remember who it was in the Paladin, but there was definitely...
Exarch, Murad or whatever his name is.
No, not for a Paladin, this was a human.
Well, whatever.
I do know there's a few things that popped up on MMO for the Four Horsemen.
They're bringing that back?
New Four Horsemen wasn't involved Tyrion Fordring's grave in one of the quests.
Just human deal? Or?
I think for your Death Knight to have in the class hall. I think it was a quest.
I'd let that old man rest.
Another one was Lady Leodrin.
The Paladin?
Yes.
The Blood Knight Paladin.
Yep. Those are the two that I saw in quest lines because you had to defeat her. It was involved in a quest. Which I found interesting is there was no explanation, it just popped up with 8 different quests. That was one of them. Which I'm going to find interesting because I already know what you're going to be playing immediately because you pre-purchased Legion, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all know what the fuck I'm playing.
Yeah, you're playing a Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
Because we get those who pre-purchase, which should be most people, I believe. I'd have said most people pre-purchased it. You will be probably easily be a Demon Hunter. Because you get a week early start where you can easily get to 100 before the expansion.
Yeah, 110.
I said before the expansion.
So, yeah.
And then...
You start out at level 70, so...
No, 98.
As a Demon Hunter?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You have to have level 70 on your account.
Gotcha. I remember that now.
Kind of like how...
Hard.
well, I have one character slot left. That's gonna be for the Demon Hunter. Well, like all my characters are 85 or 100. On Echo Isles, anyway.
Yeah. There's a rumor I heard going around that I was reading through some of the forums in Warcraft that about the beta and stuff, that if you downed Mythic Arkham, you got a beta patch. There lot of people that had that. And then there's
Yeah, there's
few
a
that
lot of
didn't.
people who bought their moose
I'm about to
too.
say. Well, he didn't buy his.
I don't have one.
I thought he did. I thought he had a
I
moose.
don't have the moose. I don't need the moose.
I've down Archimon and normal.
Because you showed me a mount.
Probably one of the ones I got from.
Because it looked like a moose a little bit.
I got the Swift Breeze Rider deal from Shadow Moon Valley. There's a Meadow Stomper out of Negrand that I got. There's a mount that drops out there that I got that one.
You're gonna have to show me because
I got that blue river beast.
And then
Pretty fucking fat.
I lost that one as
he failed the garrison mission.
a 94% succession rate, and it failed.
I went out and killed the fucker.
Oh, did you?
Yes, it's a rare spawn in Calidor.
Mine was a shipyard mission.
And then there's another guy.
I had a 70% chance, and I got it.
And then the bosses that spawn in Tanan Jungle,
Yeah.
the Blood Moon,
I know what you're talking about.
Vengeance.
Because I got the Dire Wolf one.
Well, see, I did
Garn?
Vengeance. No, not Garn. It's
It was like a. It had to do with the Iron Horde.
Iron Dire Fang.
I think it was something like that.
Anyways, I did Vengeance, which is the Draenei chick boss.
Yeah, that was the. That's the tank.
Yeah.
I've done that.
And there's one that spawns down there where you do the.
I did the one by the Iron Front.
Yeah, that one.
But I have not done Blood Moon or
Doomroller.
No, Doomroller was the one that I think was Vengeance, wasn't it?
No.
Or this one having to do with
Doomroller's the one. Doomroller is the one that comes out of Hellfire. He's the tank.
I've done Doomfire and I've done. I can't remember the name. It's that giant Gron, I think it was.
Yeah, he's in the Iron Front at the very.
I've done those two, but
yeah.
I've not done Blood Moon or Vengeance.
Vengeance is a
Vengeance is always
yeah.
Before I get
Yeah.
to her.
There's another one. There's Vengeance. She's a Draenei chicken. And then there's a Fell Raven that you down. Anyways,
I know there's a Fell Raven.
I did Vengeance and the Grand, and 2 mounts dropped back to back for me there.
You showed me that. You whispered.
That's
me,
what
actually.
those mounts were.
But this is. I know you showed me one when we were in Stormshield one day because you said our guild had helped you with Archimon on normal. You showed me a mount that you got from that.
You don't get them out from that.
Well, there was a mount that you said you got from doing it, but maybe it was achievement.
Maybe it was.
That would involve the mount.
I don't know. But you don't get the Moose mount until you do Heroic Archimon or up.
How much do people charge for that?
There are some that charge 15K.
Well, that's not
What?
too bad.
I know when
It started out like 50 and 60K just for one run.
I think this is it depends on who you know. If these are friends, then they're only going to be about 15K. Or I could have been wrong. It could have been 50K. I don't remember. But former guildies had paid for it. I say former because they were booted from the guild.
Yeah. In our guild, when they plug people, if they link AOTC, they don't get invited. AOTC is ahead of the curve achievement that you get. I have it for normal. I don't have it for heroic or anything.
No, I know.
And
I think Hellkit and Hashi, I think, have it on Mythic now. I think they had a found a group for it. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong when they did it, but it looked like it said ahead of the curve for Mythic.
Yeah, but on normal, you get an achievement. You get a strength achievement, and you get a thing for your garrison. You know your little plots that you can have a little statue. You get the one with the guy with the green sword going like this. One of the few of them.
I only have 2 statues in my garrison.
I don't have any statues.
One was for 100,000 Pexus crystals, which doing dailies as much as I was doing, and then the shipyard missions for 5,000 Pexus crystals, those rare ones. I hit 100,000 as cake. The other one was for the legendary ring. So I have 2.
I didn't get that legendary ring.
It's a pain in the ass because of the shipyard missions. But if you have like all your ships epicked out, your ships, you won't lose any ships. I know I haven't when I failed missions.
I don't do missions to none, so I'm on an oil shortage.
Well, I unlocked the part where I can get 400 oil a day from the shipyard. Yeah.
Takes 2 ships and 5 oil, and you get like 100.
You get 400, yeah. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. Kanan on PvP server. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I've done it already.
On a PvP server?
You remember I transferred Ty from PvP server.
Hmm.
Where were you at, Sam?
I think it was a car that I was on.
I'm on Emerald Dream right now.
But I mean, I had moved Ty from there. That's why I can easily move around, because I was getting my skill back from being on a PvP server, to where I was slowly getting the groove of how to play my paladin. It's almost as good as I used to. I'm still not as nearly as good. I'm still pretty much. Of course, it's gonna be even harder to get used to again when they do that pre-patch to the expansion where all the class changes take effect.
Right.
Because I remember last time they did this is when Ret became viable for raiding. When they had added those new attacks. Where that just made it more fun. But they're going to be adding more abilities for Ret Paladin.
Right.
And to talents are going to be completely revamped. All across.
Yay.
Where a lot of the ones that you originally had, they're going to be changed to other ones. Where some are just going to be your abilities that you're going to have, while some are just completely changed. Like, for me, let's say I have Tempor's Verdict, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I had that one talent which replaced Tempor's Verdict. I think it was Final Verdict. I think it was Final Verdict. It was the name of it that I have currently. Where when I use it, my next Divine Storm will do I think it was 100% extra damage and 50% increased radius.
Mm-hmm.
With those procs, you're constantly doing more damage. But I always hit Final Verdict before Divine Storm.
Mm-hmm.
When I had another proc, this way I can do more out of it. But great example of changes, Rogue.
The Outlaw spec.
Pretty much, it's gonna be named the Pirate spec. Like two of the abilities. One was a talent skill. It was a parlay, where you're pacifying your enemy for 5 minutes for negotiation.
5 goddamn minutes?
It's what it said. You pacify them. There's another one that did similar, which was bribe.
I'm sure that's going to be nerfed for PvP.
I don't think it's going to work in PvP. If anything, it might work for like 5 seconds in PvP. But
probably
not.
There's this thing called SAP.
Well, that was nerfed to like 7 seconds in PvP.
Yeah, but I mean, subtlety's become the new raid spec, so.
Well, it's combat and then subtlety when you get that trinket.
Yeah.
I know Hacky is currently subtlety, depending on the fight. So they'll change specs between each fight for whichever is going to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
This is always, I think, combat or subtlety. Now, I have currently combat and assassination. Now, I want to try assassination out, where it takes a bit to get used to. Because no one plays assassination, but then again, I don't plan on raiding with that character, so I'm just going to have fun.
Right.
Now, Outlaw, one of your finishers, I think it was called Between the Eyes. You stun them, depending on the amount of. It's like Kidney Shot. I think it's going to replace Kidney Shot for that spec.
And silences them.
It stuns them for a certain amount of seconds, and crits with that attack are 4 times normal amount. If you crit them. Where it might end up being, once again, Outlaw and then Subtlety. Because I don't know the changes for Assassination or Subtlety, so I don't know. I don't like this one because, like I said, I thought Pirate.
You just want the captain title.
I almost got that title. I have 2 more bonus missions. which I will get next week, and I'll have that damn title.
I got the Blood Soul Admiral title.
I got that too.
I think next I'm gonna go for the Insane.
I think I have that title. I don't remember. There's a lot of titles I had. And apparently my cat wants to join in. I'm surprised she hasn't run yet. She doesn't like anyone else besides me and Sam. Have you looked at anything up for the expansion that you're interested in?
Probably just the new druid forms for now.
Druid forms?
Oh yeah, they are giving new forms though.
They have too many goddamn forms now.
They're making them like more high def.
How do you make a miniature orca high def? How does that?
I don't know.
But they're
Realistic
also
SeaWorld's cars?
But they're also adding different like color schemes to the forms so we can change them.
The color schemes now. You just gotta go for
Come back
it.
the fuck out of you. Come back the fuck out of you. Just gonna do it.
One of the dungeons involves, I saw this on YouTube. It was the prison where like all the demon hunters were kept, including Illidan. The final boss was Corgana, who disappeared. Well, you two haven't done the last part of the ring quest.
Was that Blackrook Hold?
No, it was
Vault of the Wardens.
Yeah, that's what it is. Vault of the Wardens. Hey, you wrote everything down. I'm just trying to everything by heart.
Well, I mean, like, I didn't find none of this till like last night. I seen a deal that Blizzard posted a deal for new content and stuff, and they had a list of the names of the dungeons and the new areas. Like some of the new dungeons include Halls of Valor, Blackrook Hold, Darkheart Thicket, Vault of the Wardens. They're bringing back Violet Hold.
I saw that actually.
Notharian's Lair, Maw of Souls.
Oh, I actually know about Notharian's Lair. Rathion will actually be making. You know Rathion, right?
Mm-hmm.
He'll be part of that dungeon because he wasn't liking the fact that he's keeping an eye on anything that involves the Black Dragonflight.
Okay. So
He's
you're
been keeping
replacing Deathwing.
he's been keeping an eye on He hasn't fully replaced him as the aspect. I don't think that's a good idea with the old gods.
Right.
I don't think that's a good idea at all.
Well, you got the Eye of Azara too.
I know, speaking of Azara, like, you're a Resto Druid, not Resto Druid, Resto Shaman.
Right.
One of the weapons, your artifact weapon, involves, like I said this to you before, was a weapon that Azara used.
Yeah.
Now there's a whole, like I said, you're gonna go through a whole quest chain for it.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna be on a demon hunter getting the Warglaives of Azeroth.
Warglaives of the Betrayer, I think it depends on which artifact weapon you choose.
Oh.
You choose one based on what spec. You're probably gonna choose, tank or DPS.
Well, do both.
I meant for the artifact. I think you only choose one. You probably choose whichever.
Can I get two Warglaives of Azeroth? Let's do that. No,
You choose like it's Warglaives from Black
if you do
Temple.
DPS, do you dual wield? And if you dual wield, can you get two?
You get the Warglaives overall. It's like Warglaives for each spec. It's just an artifact. I know one.
I mean, do you get two artifact weapons if you dual wield?
Yes. You get two that
Like
are part of the set.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're Warglaives?
Yeah.
Then DPS, hello.
I think the DPS one involved Veritas, where you have to kill him to get the Warglaives. Because, like I said, you go through the whole quest line. Like, for me, for Red Paladins, for Ashbringer, that's what I'm looking forward to is Ashbringer.
The hammer. No, the sword.
That's a sword. If I remember correctly, Tyrion had, I was going to say had.
It's in the quest line for the DK, for the Death Knights.
Well, overall, Tyrion had Ashbringer. I say that because he will die in the quest chain he goes through as a red paladin. To try to
He's
save.
like 100 years old.
Well, you're trying to save him because he go to a Legion stronghold. You go down, you fight through a lot of different demons, obviously. You get to him. You save him, but he still dies. Because he's been tortured for, I don't know how long, before you get to him. Gives you Ashbringer, which you use against the Dreadlord. I don't remember which Dreadlord it was. I think it was Balthazar?
His brother's the one that took over the Lich King's job, right?
Bolvar took over. Speaking of Bolvar / Lich King, when you do the Death Knight artifact intros, based on that, like, especially Frost, for those dual wielding swords, involves getting pieces of Frostmourne and reforging them into a weapon.
But not Shadowmourne, Frostmourne.
It involves Frostmourne.
But if it's not the sword, it don't matter.
It involves pieces of the sword to reforge them into blades.
Really? Because there was talk about that in the forums too that I read. They're all wondering what happened to Frostmourne since it was shattered. Someone said that Sylvanas Stellman's using them for arrowheads.
There were fragments scattered throughout Icecrown.
But the hilt and everything was kept in a safe place. Somebody came and smashed that up too.
I just when I saw the intro, I haven't seen it in a while, but where Lich King is telling you where to go for each fragment. I know when you get them put together, he said it was supposed to rival that of Frostmourne. Kind of like how Shadowmourne was supposed to be in Wrath.
Yeah, no.
Which I kind of gave up on that because I can't do the rest of the infusion by myself.
I need to get to 100 before I can do blood infusion. Everyone keeps getting mind control and killing me.
There is a solution to that. It involves druids and shamans and warlocks. Battle res and stuff like that.
You can't die.
They can.
Yeah, but if they get mind controlled and they one-shot my ass, which happens every time. Blood Queen Lanatho.
But if they get themselves killed.
In Ashcrown?
Yeah.
Solo her.
This is for Shadowmourne, you need to have other people for the infusion quest.
Oh.
Like for Unholy, I can't do it because every time I try to get to a point where I can get to it, I will be completely... The construct, I can't keep him alive more than 5 to 10 seconds.
You need 2 people.
I know. One to keep the whole of him. Don't do anything just because you're not going to take any damage from him anyway. Just keep him away while I get the slime that's under there until I get 100. And at certain health, I use a special ability. Then I kill him. Then I'll have that infusion done. Now Frost one is actually pretty easy. That can be soloed, I believe. But Blood now. Unholy and Blood you need 2 people or more.
Gotcha.
Well, Unholy 2 people, Blood 3 to 4. Well, like a soul stone, pretty much. The other people are supposed to die, then you bring them back with a Valorez or something like that. Or they can bring themselves back, like reincarnation with a shaman.
Right.
And repeat the process. Or in that case, where you have enough people, just bring a whole raid in there and then just do it for like that. Just have friends, they'll deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you still gotta bite 3 people.
That's not hard.
Getting people to coordinate is.
Well, I wouldn't have that issue if I would choose people who know how to do it.
I've noticed there's a lot of that lacking now in the game. People not knowing what to do, or people knowing what to do and not doing it.
or people who don't want to do a damn thing. They just want to sit on their ass AFK while people carry them. Because I've been seeing a lot of that in groups or whatnot where one person will just stay AFK.
I don't mind them standing AFK as long as they're not in the way. Because man, we've played so many groups.
In that case, though, they usually
LFR?
No, not LFR.
No actual groups.
I mean,
I've actually seen people go AFK when going for Kazik. They died, and no one reses them.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that usually constitutes a G-hit, don't it?
These are usually people that are pugs, like when you try to get to a group.
Kazak's normally pug.
Group hits are...
Kazik's pugs, I did it on every character.
I haven't done Kazakh yet.
Pretty easy.
There's like 3 of them in there. There's Kazak, and then Yelnu or whatever his name is.
I don't know, they're all pissed and huge.
Yeah.
I only do Kazik because of the Fellblight.
Yeah.
That and a chance at the, I think that's one of the times I ever used those bonus loots to try to get something.
Yeah. Loot rolls. How many do you have?
I'm tied. I have 3.
You need to keep doing it. You get them every week.
Yeah, but I usually use mine on certain things.
Oh.
Like, only if it institutes me using it.
They kind of suck. They're really not, to me they're not worth it, like, because I'm a paladin. I had 10 of them. I maxed it out. I got all 10 of them. And I went and ran mythics, and I used, like, all 10 of them.
That's usually...
And got 2 pieces of gear.
That's what sucks, because most of the time you get nothing but gold. I'm trying to level up my rogue, because I didn't have the gear. So that's why I did LFR first.
Right.
Get enough, and then I thought, I'll do Ashran. I did all of Highmaul and Blackrock, and all I ended up with was like 3 pieces from the bonus. Well, I didn't get anything.
There's a set piece for LFR set. There's
the Rogue LFR
for all classes.
No, the Rogue LFR set is decent until you get the actual one, because you get more energy and energy regen as part of your set 4 bonus.
I remember when you just did heroic dungeons and then you went straight into those fucking ribbons.
I actually remember that
That's
from
what I did this.
Burning Crusade.
It was like, go get your freaking Kara keys, get as much gear from heroics as you can, and let's go to Karazhan.
That's when I originally tried to become hardcore raiders. Actually, it was.
I say hardcore, but it was a job.
No, it's when we would yell at people.
I actually went and did Karazhan the other day and sold it.
Did you get the chess event?
Not the first time, but the second time I did, because I never did Karazhan.
That should be an achievement by itself.
Yes, if you solo it, yes, it is kind of a pain in the ass.
One try.
And then, but I do it every week to try to get the mount drop from the tournament, the Huntsman.
I only do him and then I leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's pets.
But I'm an achievement whore, so I had to do the whole goddamn thing for the achievement.
Well, I've done the whole thing, so I didn't need it.
And plus, I got the little pet, the little bad wolf. And the witch's hat.
But speaking of achievements, I actually got an achievement from doing a Time Walker. One of the 9 achievements I needed left to get my, Drake. And that was, the one from Grim Batal, from the first boss. Defeat Umbrus while he has that buff. Which we did, no problem.
And you got the mount?
No, Mount didn't drop.
No, you get them out from the achievement.
I need 8 more achievements, though.
Oh.
I should have one that's 9.
Oh.
I did all the Dead Mine achievements the other day. I need to do Halls of Origination. But I don't know how to...
Can't you go back and just solo them at 100 and...
I'm doing it anyway. I just haven't had a chance to go back to them yet. I did Dead Mines, I'm like, no, I'll just do that.
I remember when they redid Dead Mines. Nobody would get past that Reaver boss guy.
It's a group breaker.
Yep. And that was like the first or second boss into it.
No, that was...
I had somebody rage quit on a normal mode
boss.
dungeon yesterday because we weren't going fast enough.
I got
A
booted.
normal mode.
Yeah, I got booted from a time walking dungeon the other day because nobody knew how to do the General Umbrus fight.
You told me that
Yes.
too.
Yes.
You got booted.
I got booted.
Why did you get booted?
I don't know why I got booted.
And he was the last person to die every time.
But when he did his blitz, I moved out of the way. Everybody else stood there.
Because you were making them look bad.
Well, I don't know. Everybody else stood there and got one-shotted. And, yeah.
Fucker.
So, they did that twice. And then they booted me.
Yes, attack me.
Payback for throwing a bottle at me.
Uh-huh.
Go right ahead.
It won't break.
But I had to do Grimbeck Hall twice this morning as part of my time walk.
No, that's a fucked up shit. I got on my tank and ran through all 5 of them and got done.
Actually, I had nothing but good groups this morning doing it.
It's hard to find good groups for TWs.
I mean, we were just pulling shit one after the other. The hunter was just pulling everything. The healer said
Because
before.
nobody knows how to fucking do shit anymore.
Well, one thing we
The
did.
dungeons were hard.
Well, one thing we
Shadow Labs.
one thing we did do for Throne of Tides, we CC'd the healers so they wouldn't get in our way first, and then killed everything else. Then went to the healers.
Yeah, if you bring up CC right now, everybody's putting out a bunch of questions. Yeah, they put a bunch of question marks up there.
What is CC?
What do you
it's
mean?
that button that looks like a fucking sheet.
The thing is, though, is that our guild, whenever I've run Mythics, we've used CC in Mythics.
Yeah, but there's a lot of CCs that don't work in raids. Like in the Sakatar fight, when you first go in there, there's 4 dudes surrounding the boss.
Oh, yeah.
And there's this one dude you can CC, and the only person that can CC him is a hunter. Nothing else works. Hex doesn't work. Polymorph doesn't work. Nothing else works.
Actually, this is the boss before Nanaroth. Hunters can CC that Void Walker right before you.
Warlock should be able to do that just fine.
Before you face.
What happened to the Shaman CC? We used to have like 2 of them. No, there's another one. We used to have one where we could trap elementals.
I don't know.
They took that away.
Probably went the way of everything else.
I was sitting there thinking about it the other day, like, in my rotation, you imbue your weapon with
Mind Elemental?
Yeah, that one.
I had to think about it.
Shit, I still have Shackle Undead on Priest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Paladins have Turn Evil.
Right.
Even though we don't use it.
And then, but like, and I was looking the other day, we have imbue weapon, it's like part of my...
Shouldn't that used to work on Forsaken players?
For what?
Turn Evil.
I think it did. I think it still does.
I don't know, because...
But I remember, like, used to imbue weapon was like a buff you had. It wasn't a spell that you used. Which also makes shamans the only melee healers in the whole game.
I'm surprised they still have rune forging in the game.
People still use it.
Death Knights actually do use it for a main hand, because that's strength.
I see a lot of
Plus the gargoyle one for tanking.
I don't know about the gargoyle. They have the Crusader one. I see a lot of that floating around.
I mean, I know there's a rune forging. People still use it. If they're dual wielding, usually their main hand has that, and their offhand has an enchant.
Elemental Force seems to be the biggest twink.
People still do that?
Yeah, but it's a lot more legit now because you have BOA, everything. Head, neck, chest, shoulders, rings.
I don't have the trinket with the tendrils.
That's actually from a rare garrison mission.
And then you can enchant everything you have, even your shoulders. So it's pretty serious business now.
Yeah, 'cause you gotta make yours.
I mean, it doesn't take forever to find a group.
Yours pop up pretty quickly.
For the most part.
I still remember the good old days. Narwhals is still wearing that cloth robe even though it's like level 40 and she's 39. Defying gravity and physics. I still have ammo in my bags, dude. Like once they hit that PvP EXP patch, I just stopped playing it.
What? I've noticed people in trade chat trying to buy old grays and stuff like that, and they're paying pretty decent money for it. What is the deal with that?
I don't
think
know.
they just want
Nostalgia.
I think it's
Yeah, I've got ammo. I've got the old school perfume from the Valentine's Day shit.
Yeah, they want to. I don't like that kind of thing up there. No, because the camera's up there. Please don't. Do it. Do it.
Do it. Those cats are lovers, I swear.
Anyway, why are they doing that?
Doing what?
Buying the gray crap. Like, I had some of those spell books that you get from dungeons. You still get those. Like the Mark of the Wild for the druid, and then polymorph for
They never got rid of those.
Yeah.
That was too much effort.
They still sell for like 10 gold a piece. And for lock pickers, you still get steamy romance novels, empty poison vials. I wish you still get ruby goggles. That just irks the fuck out of me.
Ruby shades.
Yeah.
I have some of those.
I still have the jeweled sapphire monocle.
I have the ruby shades. I have the competitor scabbard.